Hi guys. How are you? I'm here. Hello people. Welcome to Charities Babu. I am here. I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to join me on my live show. Today is Saturday. The what? The 4th of December. The 4th of December. And I am live just as usual. I'm live as usual to come and answer your questions, people. I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to join me. I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to join me. I'm going to call some people here in a little bit. So I am here and I am waiting for you guys to come and join me. It's 12 p.m. now and I'm going to give it a few minutes. For people there, I need you to type and tell me where you're watching me from. Give this video a thumbs up. And we shall see. I see people are there. They're coming on. I'm going to mention you here in a little bit. 7 people are watching me 12 p.m. 12 p.m. here in the US. So, guys, good afternoon. I hope you're doing fine. We are going to give it a few more minutes to see if people are going to join us. And I am going to try and call some people here. I'm going to try and call some people here. And I need you to tell me if my sound is good. And if you can see me very well, 10 people, 12 for 1 p.m. We have 3 minutes. And I'll acknowledge people here in a little bit. I am going to acknowledge people here in a little bit. I see people have started typing. Thank you for that, 11 people. Oh my goodness, guys. I really do appreciate you for coming in. We are going to talk about a lot of stuff that you have asked me. And this is our live show. Welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. Thank you for joining. We have 3 more minutes, 9 people there. We have 3 more minutes. I tell you guys that we have to do these live shows so that I can interact with you. I see people are coming on there. I want you guys to tell me if you can hear me very well. If you can see me, I need to know, guys. I need to know, guys, if you can hear me. I'm trying to call some people. I can see some people are still coming on 12 or 2 p.m. And we are going to start acknowledging people in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. I'm trying to type here. So I see people are coming on 12 or 2 p.m. 12 for 2021. It's Christmas time. It's the Christmas month. The Christmas month. So it's time to make merry, time to meet friends, time to celebrate. Time to celebrate, and also time to thank God, even for giving us life. You know what's going on around. We have a new variant of COVID that has come on, but God has still given us the grace for us to be alive. You know, it's time to celebrate and to say thank you. 12 or 3 p.m. 1 more minute, and I am going to acknowledge people. Good afternoon. This is Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel, guys. I need you to give a thumbs up to this video. Give it a thumbs up. I am live on my YouTube channel. I am live on my YouTube channel. So 12 or 3 p.m. Today I was on time. Actually, I started 1 minute before. I wanted to be here on time. I didn't want to be late. So 12 or 3 p.m., guys, I can see that you're still coming on. I am going to answer questions. I have many questions today that I have been asked by people from the YouTube comments and also my people from the WhatsApp group. I am going to start with the YouTube here in a little bit, 12 or 4 p.m. So let's see who is there. Cecilia TV, I am here. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Aspire to Inspire Charity, hi. Thank you for joining us. And hi, too. I hope that you're doing fine. Edward Mtema, hello Charity. I am doing fine, Edward. You know my brother, the brother who follows me. His name is Edward. So Edward, thank you for joining me. Angela Kenya, hi, watching from Kenya. Thank you very much. Aspire to inspire, watching from Kansas. Thank you. I live in Kansas too, so that one, that is my, my homie here in the US. Dennis Njoki logged in. Thank you. Edward Mutebo, I just like the way you stress your points. Thank you for that compliment. Hello, Charity. It's happy to see you. That is Jebet Trop. Cecilia TV, loud and clear. Thank you. Hi, Charity, watching from Kenya. That is Ken Sila. Janet Bura, watching from Busia, Kenya. Pavel Buyan. I hope I pronounced that one correctly. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Dennis Jockey, powered by StreamYard. Yeah, today I'm using StreamYard. I hope it doesn't start disappointing me like last time I did, like kicked it out. So I hope it's gonna be good. If it's good, I'm gonna continue with it. Because I'm gonna see if I'm gonna be doing my shows live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm yet to decide on that. Dennis Jockey, there. Angela Kenya, loud and clear. Thank you. Jebetrop, we can hear and see you clearly. Thank you. Pauline Acumen, hello Charity. Thank you for that. Samuel Karaoke, hello Charity. So guys, it's a good afternoon here in Wichita, Kansas. On my live show here in my basement. I hope that you guys are doing fine. I am doing okay. This is Charity Nganga. My YouTube channel is Charities Bubble USA. I have a YouTube, I have a Facebook fan page, Charities Bubble USA fan page. I also have my own personal Facebook account, Charity Nganga. So you can follow me on all those platforms. And like I tell you guys, if you reach out to me and ask me something, I am always gonna answer it. And if I didn't answer it, I am always gonna come here in my live. So oh my God, what did I say? In my live show. Oh my God, in my live show and answer your questions. Winnie Jerry, Grace Werimo, hello, dear Charity. Tuned kama kawaida. Thank you for that, Grace Werimo, my friend there. Winnie Jerry, hello. You always give me hope. Thank you for your good work. Jackie, hi, Charity. I'm here from Saudi. Yeah, hope is all we need in this life nowadays because we don't know what's going to happen. We do not know what's going to happen because this COVID thing is just, you know what I mean? It's just something that we have always to think about all the time. And I thank you guys even for watching my last video. I was talking about the Omicron virus and I also stressed so much that if you haven't been vaccinated, guys, it's good to be vaccinated because especially if you are dreaming to have a journey to come to the US, they are not going to give you a visa if you're not vaccinated. Like that's what the CDC has put out those guidelines. So it is important to be vaccinated. And if you look around you, guys, for me, I always like to look at what's going on in the social media, and you find that many young people are dying. You just look left and right, and you suddenly see that people are just dying. And you find that this disease, sometimes most people, I wouldn't say like everybody, but most people are going because of this disease because you find that when you are not vaccinated, your chances of getting that disease and getting very bad symptoms that could affect your life, and also symptoms that could even if you recover, the symptoms that are going to affect your health as overall, they're very dominant. So it's very good to be vaccinated. So I talked about that video, and I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. You only have one life to live. And you have to take care of that life because when it's gone, it's gone. So if you feel like you're going somewhere and you feel like you're not comfortable, if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you're going somewhere and you know that people are not going to wear a mask, you can even do your own social distancing. Nobody is going to ask you because you have your life to take care of. So it's very, very important for us to be able to take care of ourselves. So I thank you for that. Now, let's see if I have a question. Let me see. Dennis Njoki, thank you for that. Rahab Kebugi, hi, Charity, tuned in from Nairobi. Thank you for encouraging us. Yeah, it's good. Like I'm telling you guys, we are living in life like uncertain times. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to wake up sick. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if you're going to wake up and find that the variant has changed to another mutation. So guys, it's always good even just to take care of ourselves. Even God helps those people who have taken, if you have to do something for God to be able to help you, you can't just sit there and say that I'm not going to get COVID because of 1, 2, 3. No, you can't say that. So guys, I really Appreciate you guys for watching my shows. I also thank you even for subscribing, for commenting, you know, all that. I don't take it for granted, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. So let's see if I have questions here. I'm gonna start with YouTube and see what is there. Let's see. Someone is asking me for the link, and like I said, guys, when that WhatsApp channel is almost to be full. So guys, what I would like you to do is to follow me on my Facebook page, the Charities Bubble USA fan page. And like I said, even if you are not in the group, you can inbox me there and I will see your message and I will answer it. I am going to answer your message because I feel like I told you guys that I'm going to school next year. I'm starting school in January next year. So I might not be able to have like to maneuver all those groups because nursing school is very hard and you really have to concentrate. Actually, even not even my YouTube channel, even my classes and my work, my regular work, I have to like work very few hours. I can't work a full-time job when I'm going to nursing school. So it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to maneuver so many groups. But if you are following me on my Facebook whatever page, I will be able to see your messages and then I can answer them. So that group is almost full. I'm gonna put the link there here in a little bit. So if you feel like I think it's 250 people. So when that fills, then you can follow me on that page, and then you can, if you have a question, just type it on the message part, and then I will answer it because I feel like by the time it goes to next year, I will only be able like to be looking at the whatever. I will still be coming on. I'll still be producing videos, but I still need to make it easier for me, and I don't want you guys to say that I've started ignoring you. So Dennis Njoki is saying Johnson and Johnson has only one dose. Yeah, there are some vaccinations, some companies which you only have to take one dose. It doesn't matter, but if you have already taken those ones, it's good to get the boost. I don't know if the boost has reached yet in Africa. I know here it's here, and people are being encouraged to have the boost because you find that when you have the boost, it increases your antibodies. So even if you get or you're infected, you won't get a very, very serious complications. So it's good to know that. Now, this one was asking, can a Kenyan au pair in the US? What I'm gonna do with that? I'm gonna look at the list of the countries that the au pair. I think they can, but I'm gonna just be specific with the countries, and I'm gonna bring that information on that. Whatever, I'll put a comment there. But there's a question here that I was asked by this person, and I don't know if this person is live. I told him to come live so that I could answer his question live. And if you have a question, you can type it there. I am going to answer it. All right, let's see. Now, there's this discussion that was going on in the WhatsApp group, and they were saying about a job. They were saying that you have won and you want to take, let's see. They were saying, let me see. I'm trying to see. Hello guys. Let's say one is serving in the Kenya Defense Forces after winning the lottery. What next? Then, so they told me to do a video on that, but I'm going to talk on that. And I've talked about that like several times. If you have a job, guys, you have a job, you have a business, whatever you're doing right now, and you have won the DV lottery, you checked on May 7 next year, and you have won the DV lottery, or you already won the DV 2022, please do not resign from your job. Do not resign from your job. Do not stop doing your business before the time that you go to the consular and they stamp the visa on your passport. Do not do that. Or when you go to your appointment, they give you a green paper. When you have gotten the green card, when they give you the green card, you find that they give you a green piece of paper that has more instructions on how you're going to pay for your permanent resident card, which you're supposed to pay before you leave the country, or maybe you can come and pay. Some people come and pay it here. It doesn't matter, but they encourage you to pay before you have gone to the US so that you get your permanent resident card early. So it doesn't matter what you are doing. It does not matter what you're doing. Please do not resign from your job. Because like I said, they're getting the green card or being selected to process your green card it's not a guarantee that you will come, you will get a visa to come and live in the US. I need you guys to have that in your mind all the time. Even if you check and you have been selected, they always tell you that it is not a must. Why? Because you have to follow their guidelines. You have to follow their guidelines. Of course, after you win, immediately after you win, I would encourage someone to fill out the DS-260 as soon as they can. Of course, maybe it might delay if you didn't have the passports for all your family members, if you are in a family. But as soon as you apply for the passports, and there was another person still who was asking me that she has 2 kids and she applied for the green card. She was asking me if she needs to start applying for their passports. No, you should not. Why am I saying that you should not? Because that process takes a very long time. You still have time to apply for the passports and still fill out your DS-260. Why I am saying that you should not apply for the passport before you have won? What if you do not win? This is a lottery, guys. And I have always told you, even from day one, it is a lottery. A lottery means that you can either win or you don't win. And if I did not tell you that, then I would not be like truthful. And I like to be truthful in what I am saying. So if you are in the army or whatever that you're working, it doesn't matter what you are doing. Please do not resign from your job. Do not ask for a temporary leave. But as soon as you go for your interview, that is, you have filled out your DS-260, and then you have sent your document to KCC, and then you have been called for the interview. When your case number is current, that is when you go. And there was a person who was asking me about the case number, and I am going to talk about that here in a little bit, because he was asking how you know what is the current one. I think the current one right now is 5300. It's AF 5300 in the bulletin for December. Now, if for any reason you have a job, you have a business, please do not abandon your business, because you might win the green card and then you don't get it, depending on so many things. I told you that there are things that can make you to be denied. So I'm looking for this paper. I have it here for the visa bulletin, and I'm going to talk about it so that at least you know where we are at right now. So for that one, don't start looking for passports. Do not start preparing that you are going to the US, because you have already not won. Even when you're selected, do not start preparing coming to the US. I always tell you my experience. I told you guys, when we won, after we did all the paperwork and everything, I still continued doing my work. I had a business in Kenya. I still continued doing my work, and my husband still continued doing his work. But then the morning when we went for our interview, I remember we had already been given our visa like by 10. We were done. When we went home is when we started selling our stuff. That's when I sold my business. My husband sold his cars, and then we were able to do you know that we even sold even our household utensils? We could not give them out because we needed a lot of fare, a lot of money to pay for the fare to come to board the plane for the 4 of us. I remember every person was needing like 75,000 one way. So we needed 75,000 times 4 people. So that was a lot of money to raise in such a short time. But depending on the assets that we had and the savings that we had, we were able to come. So what I'm telling you is that right now, and that's why I don't talk so much about like the process or whatever, because I want you guys to take a break, because you already filled out your green card, and now wait for May. After May is when you will see that I'll start talking about all that stuff about the DS-260, how to fill it out, because that question has been asked so much. But right now I feel like what's the point of talking about the DS-260 right now? Because people are waiting, and of course the people who did the DV 2022, it's already December. I know they have filled out the DS-260. So don't worry about that. Don't put it to heart. Continue with your life as usual. And I will tell you that every day, because I do not want you guys to be depressed. Because maybe you did something, maybe you asked for a leave or whatever you did, or maybe you used money to go and get passports before you won your green card, and then when you go to check, you are not selected. That can happen. So please do not make any plans or any changes. And even when you go to that website, when you go to that website, they always tell you that winning is not a guarantee. Actually, even when you're given the visa, that green paper, they still tell you getting the visa, it is not a guarantee that you will enter US. Even when you are a permanent resident, and all that stuff, all that paperwork that you're getting, they tell you that being a permanent resident is not a guarantee that you will be a US citizen. They always have that caution all the time. Why? Because there's so many things that they look at. But if you know that you don't have any criminal background and you will be able to raise that money for the interview and for the medical, you are good to go. You are good to go, and you will not have any problems, guys. So it's very, very important for you guys to know that. Now, there's this person who asked me about he asked me about what do we call it? The current number. And this is the visa bulletin for December that I pulled out. And right now, the number that is current right now, it's AF 7,000. So if you are in the range of, is it 7,000? Let me see. Oh, no, AF 13,500. Sorry, that's a different one that I read. So, and then so for Africa is 13,500. So if you are below that number, or you are within that number, then you should prepare, or you should wait. You can send your documents, or at the same time you can anticipate that you will be getting a letter to go to the interview. So and like I said, it's important for you to always have the number in mind, 55,000 in mind, and know that the more your number is next to 55,000, the more your interview will be later. It will be later. And you find that still there are some people who win the green card and they are not invited to go for the interview. Because, like I told you, that many people apply for the DV, like so many people apply for the DV, and it's computer randomized. So you find that if this amount of people want the green card, and it's only 7% of the visas that are going to be allocated in Africa, Asia, Europe, you find that we only get 7%, sorry, and they do not increase. It doesn't matter whether the numbers, and that's why you find that there are those lawsuits that are there because these people are saying we want the green card, but you did not accord us the interview. Those lawsuits still go on because you find that if you have won, then you expect like to get it. So you find that some people go ahead and they sue, and they say that they whatever. There's this case that's going on about the DV 2022. So you find that it is not a must. But what I'm saying, I'm not here like to break your heart. I'm here to tell you the facts that sometimes you can, maybe your number was 55,000, and I would not wish your number to be 55,000. And then you find that all the visas, they're not there. Or maybe, you know, like I'm just trying to give you like a scenario. So you find that if by September 30th, of next year, if you're a DV 2022 and you did not receive anything, you did not receive any notification, you find that after that date, then you do not get any invitation because that year has ended. And that's how the green card works. So you always have to put that in mind. So why I'm telling you all this is that because I do not want you to go spending all the money. I'm gonna go get the passport. No, don't do that, guys. Just hold on until we get to you have been selected. Then from there, we'll go from there. And that's why you see, I've been posting other things because I want us to, first of all, keep that at bay and then think about other things. The other ways that you can come to the US, you can apply for a student visa. Right now, we are in December. So many graduations are going on. And I told you guys in another video, I think it was last month, I told you guys, if you know someone in the US right now, it is the high time that you've told them to get you an invitation to come to the US. Because you might be lucky. I told you guys, my mom, when I invited her for the first time, she didn't get a visa. Actually, I had my third board. She wasn't given. But when I invited her when I was graduating, that is 3 years ago, when she went to the embassy, she was given the visa. And she wasn't given because she's my mother. She was given because she was coming for the graduation. Because I got the letter from the school and I sent it to her, and that's what she went to the embassy. So if there's a graduation somewhere, ask your friend. They send you the invitation. Go fill out your DS-160. Get a visa interview. And then you go. You might be lucky. Who knows? We have the graduation that happens right now. And then we have another one, like a major one that happens in May. In May, because that's where the school year ends. Like there's like this one is not, it's still a graduation, but it's not that big. But in May, you find that so many schools and so many people are graduating, and you find that some people have been invited through that way. So that's why I told you guys it's good to connect with people. You might get lucky. You might even be invited by a friend, and you come in to the US. So it's always good to try those sites. So I've told you about that. Okay. Karen Nikorota is saying, I have no question, but I wish you a happy new month and in your entire family in the US. Smart wig on your head. Yeah, this week. You know, I like to cover my hair when it's cold. I do not like my hair to be touched by the cold season because when it's our African hair, it's I don't know, it doesn't go with the weather here. Because when it's cold, you find that your hair is just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. So you find that it's very good to cover up your hair during this season. Now, let's see. Mary Musuya, thank you for joining me. Tune in from Nairobi, Kenya. Mshila, please give my video a thumbs up. I cannot see because I'm using this this StreamYard. You know, when I was using the YouTube, whatever I could see all the whatever, but right now I can see. So I hope you're giving this video a thumbs up. 23 people who are there watching, guys. Please give my video a thumbs up. Okay. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We want to grow. We're almost to 3,000, and I hope we reach there. I know that we are going to reach there. Okay. Sheila is asking me, is it true that that US visa can allow you to visit Europe without any other visa? I told you the visa is the mother of all like the US passport, not the visa, the passport. When you are an American citizen, you can go to any country in this world and they're not going to stop you from going. So it's good. It's good when you have that. But when you have the visa that you will be given when you win your green card, you only go to where you had said that you're going in the US, because that's a visa for US. But when you have, I need you to get the difference between a visa and an American passport. A visa is the one that is stamped on your country, the country that you are in. On the first page, they stamp in a visa for 5 years. It depends with countries. I know for Kenya it's 5 years. And then you can go to the US and stay as a visitor, and then you go back home, or maybe you have gone for business or whatever. So that's a visa. But a passport, an American passport, is whereby you have become a permanent resident, or maybe you have married a US citizen, or maybe, you have been filed for by your employer, and then you have to go, you fill another form, it's called an N400, and you pay some amount, and then you go for fingerprinting, and then you wait for like forever. And then after that, then you will be called, you will go and swear to become a US citizen. When you become a US citizen, you get an American passport. When you get an American passport, and of course, you can have the passport, and then you can have a little ID, like the passport ID. You find that when you have that one, then you can visit anywhere and nobody is going to ask you because you are a US citizen. So that's the difference. But the visa is different. The visa, if you get a visa for US, you're only supposed to come to the US. Let's assume that you've gotten a visa as a student. Of course, when you're coming as a student, you had applied for a school, they had said you the I-20, and you're going to that specific school. You cannot come and not report to that school and go somewhere else. You cannot do that. You have to report to that school that you were invited. You go there, you go to school. Okay. So I need you to know a visa and a passport. Those are two different things. And having a visa, someone can have a visa. That's why I told you guys it's good. The people that you interact with, even the people who live in the US, like if you really need help from someone, you have to know them. What's your status? What's your status? Especially, let's assume you are being hosting. You find that if you do not have the right documents here in the US, and that's why I tell you guys, when you get a visa, do not violate it. Because if you violate it, you go out of status or you are illegally in the US. You find that most of the time, you cannot even be able to rent a house because they have to do a background check. Of course, they ask you for your social, and you find that maybe of course you don't have a social if you came here as a visitor. So you find that such kind of person does not have a housing. So you find that they will not be able to host you. So don't just get, and I think that's what happened to us when we got a host. That guy was here, but we learned later that maybe his papers were not right, because I know he went back home, and then that's why he wasn't able to bring us, because he told us that he was living with another person, so he didn't have like a specific place. Because here, when you do not have the right documentation, you will not be able to rent your own house by yourself. You will not be able to, because you don't have a social. You don't have a social. So it's very important for you guys to know that, especially if you win a green card and you're looking for a host. Because if a person is not in status, they do not have an address. They have an address of the person who had hosted them, or they have a mailing address. That's where they get their mail from. Or some of them do not get their mail. That's how it is. Okay. So I've answered your question, Mshila. Susan Mwanja, hello, Charity, just tune in from Nakuru. Okay, and then I have hi Charity, I'm Dorcas tuning from Ranga. My inquiry on how to relocate to US on an H-1B visa as a teacher. Which school districts do you recommend, and do they accept teachers above 40 years old? Now, this Quide online classroom. What I can tell you is that here in the US, and I want you guys to get this right. 34 people, guys, thank you for joining me in this session. What I need you to understand is that here in the US, there is no age limit. Age is nothing. Even if you are 80 years old and you are of sound mind, nobody is going to stop you from working. So 40 is young. 40 is very young. So do not, I need you, and that is the African setting. You find that when someone is like 40 years old, or they are above 40, they feel like they're old. No, you're still young. You're still young. You can even still go to school. I told you guys when I went to nursing school, my first, when I became an LPN, actually, I went to school with a lady who was 49 years old. She was 49. She had grown-up kids and she was coming to school. So age is nothing. Do not think about your age. So normally what happens when you come to practice, unless you have been invited, of course, if you are invited by a certain institution to come and teach here, of course they will go with you through the orientation and of course some classing and all that for you to be familiar. But I told you guys here, every practice that you're doing, you have to have a permit or a license. So they will tell you or they will guide you on how to get it. And it doesn't matter. You can teach in any school. You can teach in any school. They do not discriminate. But of course, you have to have that license to teach, that you are authorized. Now, like me, I told you guys I am a nurse. I have a license to practice here in the US. And that license of mine, every 2 years, I have to renew it. I have to renew my license. So do not look at your age when you're coming here to the US. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your age. People even get married at 50. Even at 6, people get married. People even get married when they're 70 years old. It's only the African setting that is a bit different from us. But when you come here, that's why I told you, you'll get something called a culture shock, whereby you'll be like, oh, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. And when you come here when you're 14 years old, you'll be like, oh, I am not even old. Because that's how it is. So don't think about your age if you have come here with a whatever. Now, another thing, if you come here with a green card and you want to go to schooling to become a teacher, sometimes before you get that license or whatever, there's some people who have gone to school. I know someone who had to go to school. She was a teacher back in Kenya, but she had to go to school so that she could get that degree so that she could start teaching. Okay, so those are some of the dynamics that you have to look at, but do not think about your age. Your age is nothing. That one is not gonna stop you from working. I was watching another documentary here about another doctor. I think he is 90 and he's still practicing. As long as you're of sound mind and you can deliver, nobody is gonna ask you. Actually, here people retire if they want to. If you feel like you have earned a lot of money, you retire when you feel like. There's not like a certain retirement age. No. Actually, my first job when I became a CNA, I remember I was working with someone who was 70 years old, and she was a very good nurse. Actually, she was 70 and she was fine. So it doesn't matter when you're 40, you're still young. So don't think that you're old. No, you're not. So hello, Christine Kemuto. Thank you for joining me. Jackie, I need to come, but for sure, Charity, it would be better when I come with my 2 boys. The oldest is 8 years. Really, dear, how can you advise me, Jackie from Saudi? Now, it doesn't matter. Just bring your kid. I told you guys, like, when you come here, you will get help. You will get help. That's why I sit here, so that I want like you to be oriented a little bit to the American way. Because an 8-year-old can go to school from 7, actually no, from 8 to 3:30. So from 8 to 3:30, you have gone to work and you have gone home, because here you can work an 8-hour shift. You have gone to work. Of course, you will drop her. I told her there's something called, it's called a latchkey. Last time I said lock, it's not called lock. It's called latchkey, whereby you take your children to school earlier. Of course, you pay for that. You pay extra money for that. When you take them earlier, they stay in school and then they go to class at 8. And then they will spend the whole day in class, because they eat in school. You don't have to worry about whatever. And then maybe they leave school at 3:30, or they leave at 3. Then you will go and pick up your child. If you have not left work. Maybe you go to work from 7 to 3. Maybe you go to work from 7 to 3. You find that there are some parents, there's something called extended day, whereby they have school has ended, but the parents do not come out from work at that specific time when the school has ended. So the kids go to extended day. Like I know in my daughter's school, the one who is in kindergarten, their extended day is all the way up to 5 p.m. Although that one she goes to a private school, it's up to 5 p.m. So you still have a way to work. So do not worry that you have kids or whatever. You'll be fine. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. And of course, even if you are single, you will find out if you have the right documentation. If you are a permanent resident, if you are even if you are a student, and you are in the right, because things happen. There are some girls who come here and they get pregnant. You cannot say that you're not going to have the baby because you are in school. No, they will give you that leave. They are very understanding. You just need to go and tell them. And in Africa, we are used to, because we don't get so much help. When we have a problem, we just keep quiet. The only difference between there and here is that here you go and tell them, this is my problem. This is what I have. Even if it's going to work, you find that you choose a shift that fits you. Like me, I told you guys I work at night. Why do I work? It's not that I love going to work at night. I work at night so that my schedule can fit with my family. That's that. Like there's always someone to listen to you. And of course, if you need daycare and you are still low income, because you'll be low income when you start in, and you will be low income because I told you guys, even if you are a professor or you are a doctor or whatever, when you come here in the US, you are not going to start practicing immediately. No, you have to have a license. I know there are some nurses who do their exam even when they are in their country. They challenge the board exam. They say, I am going to do the board exam, and then they pass. If you pass the board exam, you're good. See what I mean? Even if maybe you are a doctor and you say you are going to do the board exam, and then you pass. Of course, when you pass the board exam, because that's what gives you the license, then you can come and practice. But you find that when you come here, you will have to start like from low. You'll be a low income person. You can always ask for where people get help and they get reduced rates to take your child to the daycare. There's always help. What I can tell you guys is that there's always help. It is, I was surprised because when I lived in Kenya, I remember even getting something like a birth certificate for my kids. Like it was just a hassle. Like you're even so stressed. You're like, who do I see? You don't even know whether you're talking to the right person or the wrong person, and everybody wants something. You're like, really? Now here it doesn't work like that. When I had I have had 2 kids here in the US, and I can tell you guys, like when I had my third born, I remember you fill out that paper, the notification. When you fill it out, then you come home, and then you just go to a website to apply for the birth certificate, and then you wait. It is delivered on your door. As a certified mail, it is delivered at your door. You don't even know, like it's just a website that they tell you, go to this website, apply, pay a fee, and then you get your stuff. That's how things work here. Here there is no, and that's why I really like to talk about US, because it's different. It's not the way like you have gone to get. Now let's assume it's a passport. Some people are like, I don't know when it's gonna come. I don't know how to know where it is right at now. You find that here when you apply for US, when you apply for a passport, because I applied for my American passport, you just have that. You just go. They tell you can check this website and you can track your passport to see where it is, and you just enter in your computer and you track. You see where it is. And then you will not even have to go anywhere. The only thing that you need to do to go when you're going for the passport is that you have to go to the post office. They take your photo and you pay a fee, and that's it. It will be delivered at your door. So you don't have that whole hassle that we have in Africa, that you still have to go. You don't know who you're talking to. Everybody wants something. That doesn't work like that here. So guys, that's why I'm telling you, even if you have kids, do not worry that you have children. People have come here and they have succeeded when they're single and they have kids and they're doing good. You will get a job that fits your schedule and fits your kids, so that you do not neglect your kids. So don't worry about the kids. Okay, Mshila, thank you for that thumbs up. Charity, I love your short color. Charity, it suits you. Thank you for that. Great explanation, Charity. That is aspire to inspire. Irene Gombo, is it difficult to get sponsorship jobs, i.e., social care workers, healthcare assistants? No, it is not. I don't understand what you're saying about sponsorship, but if you want to be a social worker, you have to go to school and get a degree for that. You have to go to school, you get a degree, and then you get a license to practice as a social worker. A healthcare assistant, still you have to go to school. I don't know what kind of healthcare assistant you're talking about, but everything that you need a license, even the lowest, even a CNA, you still need to be certified. When you go to school for a whole month, you get your CNA license. When you get your CNA license, you find that here, when people are being hired, for example, if a CNA is asking for a job, if I am asking for a job as a nurse, there's a certain database, a certain website that the employer will go and look and see if your license is there, because the board that gives the license, they have everybody's names there. If you're practicing in the healthcare, they have your names there. And even let's assume, like like in Kenya, whereby you find that there are some people, like there are some cases whereby you find that people are putting up clinics and they do not have license. You cannot do that here, because you find that even a patient even a patient, if they want to look you up, they will look you up to see, do you have a license to practice? What is your license number? It's there. Is it active? Is it inactive? It tells you. So everything here is in the open. And you find that we are not used to that. We are not used to all that stuff. So when you come here, you're like, you take a deep breath. You're like, oh, this is how it's done, because you find that it's very easy to get information. And at the same time, the people that you are dealing with, like for sure, this person has practiced this thing and they know what they're doing. So Davis Dashna, thank you there. I talked about your question that you had asked me last time. And if you go back to the video, I answered your question about the case numbers. Okay, simple ways. Can I come with 50,000? Can I come with 50,000 to a US lottery winner? Now we follow this guideline, this bulletin, and we look at the numbers. Of course, the numbers will go on coming out every month. The numbers that are current, like I told you, right now is that the cutoff number is for Africa is AF 13500. So with months, it's gonna come up to September. If it's September 30th. The number that will be there, I don't know what number it is, and I'm going to look and I'm going to tell you in September of next month, then that will be the cutoff. That means that if you're below there, then they won't be sending you the second notification letter. So that's how it works, because they have this bulletin every month. Okay, let's see. Hello, Charity. Great job watching from Cameroon. Thank you for that. Thanks, dear, because it has solved my thoughts. So that's Jackie. Oh, thank you for that, Mary. Masika Mau, hi, Charity. I'm new to your channel, watching you from Kiambu, Kenya. That's my homie. Told you guys that I come from Kiambu. And, Jackie, thank you for that. Sarah Mirande. Hi, ma'am. Good job. Ma'am, Sarah Mwende. I'm a caregiver for autism, but I don't have enough education. I'm class 5. Are you? Oh, I'm class 5. So I don't understand that. You say you are a caregiver for autism. Do you have you gone to school for that or all that stuff? It's good like to specify so that I'm able to answer your question correctly. Karen Nikrote, thank you for joining me. Thank you for encouraging us and sharing great ideas in our lives here. It's good to share. I like to share, what's going on around here. Magoshi, hello, girl. Long time I missed you. Thank you for that, and thank you for joining me. Okay, hello, Charity. Nice here, Sally. My question is, when do you think my camera is blocking me here? That's why I'm bending. When do you think the interview for 2022 will start? Because these people in October and November have not interviewed yet. Now, it depends. I told you, it depends on your case number. At the same time, it also depends on the time that you filled out the DS-260. At the same time, it depends on if you have made mistakes. You see what I mean? There's so many dynamics, guys, that fall on. But the cutoff number right now, I told you, is for AF, that is Africa, is 13,500. Now, all that falls into dynamic. But if you look at the visa bulletin and you see that's the number, then you range yourself, am I expecting it? But if you have not reached September of next year, if you're a DV 2022, then you should not worry. And I'll keep on reading the current cutoff for the visa bulletin so that you can know where you are at this time. So Karen Nikrote, thank you. Okay, Christine Kemto, thanks a lot. I love the way you explain your concerns. Thank you for that. Sarah Mwende, thank you. And I'm late, but I must watch till the end. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you're giving this video thumbs up. Now, let me see if I have another question here. And if you have one, please ask me. We only have 16 minutes, and for before we end this show. So most of the time, these people were talking about resigning. Please do not resign, guys. Do not resign from your job. Hmm? Do not. I know some people. Maybe they have been invited for a student visa. Hmm? Just a student visa, not even a DV. They have been invited for a student visa, but all they are saying or what they are talking about is that they are going to the US, and you haven't even gone to the embassy. The embassy is something that is, I tell you guys, it's unpredictable. When you have won the DV, yes, but do not sell anything. Do not. Because you do not know whether you will get the visa or you will not get the visa. I told you the embassy is serious business. When we went to the embassy that morning, when we went to the gate, I remember when we went to get the gate, there was a place that is just set apart. It's called the prayer area because it's serious business. It's serious business. Like, when people are going there, and right now I know there's a lot of social distancing and all that plus. All that's going on. So people are not huddled up because what is done here in the US is what is done in the American embassy everywhere. They follow the rules, especially with COVID. So you find that when you go, you do not know whether you're going or to get it or whether you're not going to get it. And I remember us sitting there, and you see, we had already won the green card. We have been in whatever, but I was just sitting there worried and thinking, are we going to get it or are we not going to get it? So that is why I'm telling you guys, for now, I need you to calm down and stop thinking about the DV. Unless you're a DV 2022, you are filling out your DS260, be on the process. It's good. But if you filled out this DV that's going to be 2023, I need you guys to calm down and wait until May 7. That's when I'm going to start talking about the DS260. Right now, I'm not talking about it. Because unless I get someone who tells me I've won the green card and I don't know how to fill out the DS260, I will help there. But if you have just applied for it, I want you to be neutral. You say, I will get it or I will not get it. Then after you get it, that is when you are going to start doing any plans. I do not want you to change anything, because if you start changing everything and you change your life right now or whatever before you have on, you will still come back here and condemn me to hell and say that you said you do this. No, I don't want you guys. I don't want you guys to do that. That's why I have to tell you the truth. Guys, like, we have to be real here. So please don't make any plans, because this discussion was going on so much in this group. I could see that everybody was keeping in. Don't quit your job. And another one was saying, can I get 5 years unpaid leave everywhere or just defense force? Oh my gosh. When you come to the US, let me tell you, you're coming to start a new life. You will not even be thinking about that job that you are working in the defense forces, because I told you the dollar is not the shilling. It is not the shilling. Right now, it's trading over 100 and something Kenya shilling. So when you come here, even when you go to the lowest job, you'll be like, maybe you'll be paid like $10 an hour. You'll be like, oh, that's 1,000 every hour. That's how you will be thinking when you come the first time. You will not be thinking in dollars. You'll be thinking in shillings. You'll be like, oh, I'm getting 1,000 every hour. So every 8 hours, it's 8,000. That's how you will be counting. But with time, when you get used to the dollar, you'll be like, it's $10, whatever. Because like even when you go to the store with $10, you're not gonna buy much. It's not much that you buy, because a dollar here is like one shilling. That's how. But you see, a dollar is 100 and something in Kenya. So you find that even that job that this person was talking about this is who she doesn't, I think it's Charlotte. She was saying that you can get 5 years unpaid leave and you go to the US. Oh, they're not going to keep your job. And even when you come here, you'll be like, oh, let me go on with what's going on here, because you cannot compare, guys. You cannot, not even about money, even healthcare. Something like healthcare. You find that, let's assume like you are in the house right now, and I'm in the house and something happens to anybody and they need medical attention. I just need to pick up my phone and dial 911. Actually, my son works in that 911 office, so they receive those calls. In 5 minutes, the people, the EMS will be there, the ambulance will be there. It has medical people, it has paramedics, They will come, they will give you first aid in your house. And on top of that paramedic house, there is the fire department that comes in because of that call that has been made in that area. Where do you get that in Africa? Because I've been in Kenya and I've been sick. And I've even waited for go watch that video about how I lost my 3 children. Go watch it. And you will see what I'm talking about when I talk about healthcare. Because you find that here there is no waiting. If you need medical attention, you will get it. You do not have to pay for it fast. And it doesn't matter whether you have papers or you do not have papers. If you show up in an emergency room and you need medical attention, you will be treated. They won't ask you for any money. They will not. They will send you a bill later after you have been treated. But you find that, and I'm not saying that Africa is bad or whatever. I'm not saying that it's bad, but that's the truth. You find that there are so many people like me. I can say that I'm a victim of like just not having the right care. And that's how, if you watch my video, I explained very well how I lost a baby boy. Why? Because they delayed care. They delayed care. That's how you find that you lose a lot. Because for me, when I analyze what went on at that time, if I had gotten care when the doctor said, go get a sonogram, go get an emergency C-section, go, even my child, when she was there in the ICU, if they had given him enough oxygen, I could still be having that baby. Because I've had babies in the US and I've seen what they do. And I still had the same case. And I saw the approach that they approach, the same condition that I had when I was at home. So you find that when you come here, there's so many things that are going to change, guys. Like you'll be like, I think US is good for me. That's what you'll be like. You will never forget about that job that you had. You forget about that. You'll be like, I'm good. Because you find that you get everything that you want there. The only thing that you have to do is that when you are treated and you do not have that money, they don't, even if you are charged, even if it's $10,000 or whatever dollars, they do not tell you that you have to pay all of it at the same time. They don't tell you that. What you do is that you call them and you tell them, this is the amount that I can be paying every month. And they're very good. They will give you something called a payment plan. So that's how you pay. You see, that's how you pay. But you find that walk into a Kenyan hospital, even a government hospital, walk in there, you have to pay first before you get care. For me, healthcare is a big thing. I work in healthcare. I've been there even like in very distressful moments. Go watch that video of mine and see. Like there's so much that changes when you come here, and then you're like, oh, I think I'd rather be here. I'd rather my kids be here. I'd rather want them to have jobs here. That's how you'll be thinking. So like when you get your whatever, when you get your visa and you have won your green card, quit that job. Come and live here. You'll start low. That is the first thing. You start low. Of course, you're not going to go and start high, like high tech. No, you start low. But if you work hard, work very hard, I guarantee you that maybe in like 3 years, you will be able to buy your own house. You will be, if you work hard. And of course, if you do I tell you guys, I like doing myself. Like do my own things by myself the way I think it's right. But if you come and follow what other people are doing, you find that 10 years down the line, you will be looking behind. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been a CNA for 10 years. That will happen. I'm not saying that CNA work is bad. It's a good job. But us coming from Africa, we should do better, because where we come from, we've seen hardships. Some of us have grown in very, very, very difficult lives. We've grown, like, when we were growing, like me, if I tell you guys how I grew up, my mother was single. Like, even when I went to high school, I had so many problems. I would even stay home for like a month or 2 months without school fees. I would even be, embarrassed. I remember I was in Form 3, and I'll never forget that time. I had been sent home for school fees, and I stayed home for a whole month because my mom did not have money to send me back to school. So when I went back to school, the little that she had, I went back to school. I was called by my principal at that time. So I went, and she was like, why didn't you come to school on time? What were you doing? I told her my mom did not have money to send me, and she did not even have fare to pay for me to come to school, because I had to pay fare where we lived. And where I went to Kamboi Girls High School. I remember. So I told her my mom did not even have fare. And, I thought that was it. But when we went to assembly, the parade, that's what she said. She said, some of you are here and you just cannot behave or consent. She was talking about other people, and even your parents, some of them cannot even afford to give you fare to come to school. Do you know how I felt at that time? Because I wasn't a bad student or whatever, but I had shared a weak part of my family and why I wasn't able to go back to school on time. But she used that. Hmm? She used that in the whole of assembly to say that. Of course, nobody else knew that I had told her my story. But even up to now, I always remember what she said in the whatever. I always remember what she said in the assembly. Some of us have had very hard lives. So when you have this opportunity to come and live in the US, embrace it with both hands, guys. Because this is the only place that you will walk into our office, ask for a job or apply for a job online, and you will not be asked whether you know who, and you will not be asked to give a little bit of money so that you can get that job. And you will not even be harassed by the boss because maybe you are a young girl and they want you to give something else extra because you are young for them to give you that job. No. This is how here they don't care. If you are looking for a job, they will give you a job. You don't need to pay anything to get a job. Someone does not need to blackmail you to other things that you do not want to do for them to give you a job. Actually, if that happens, here there's a movement called Me Too, whereby if women, if you're a woman, you have been molested, or maybe someone has touched you inappropriately, or someone has or done something that you feel like they were not supposed to do to you, and you report them, even their job, they will be fired from their job. That happens here. Well, does it happen? Because for me, the time that I lived in Africa, unless it has changed, the time that I lived in Kenya, I've seen like so many bad things happening, and someone is just walking on the road and nothing happened to them because they went and they bribed whoever they bribed, and that case was lost. It doesn't happen like that here. Here, everybody has to follow the law. That's why I'm telling you guys, when you get a green card and you get your visa, come start your life here. If you want to go and invest back home, well and good, you can do that. But you find that it's a good future for your children, as opposed to you have your kids, they have finished high school, they have finished college, and you don't even know what to do with them because you do not have money to go and bribe people to give them jobs. That's how I see it for me, and that's why I just like to share, because I always have to share what I see good about here, because that's something that I know that is good. I told you guys my son started working when he was in Form 3. So you find that he has that empowerment. He knows how to budget. He can do his things. You see what I mean? And he's still going to school. So where does that happen? Because I see the boys that they were in school together, some of them do not have jobs, and I could still be in that position. So what I'm saying is that when you get your visa, the job that you are doing, you don't have to ask for a leave. Leave it for someone else to get that position. Leave it. There's a proverb in our language, and I know the people who are in my language here, they can interpret it. It says if you do not leave, you cannot find. If you don't want to leave, you cannot find. So that means that if you do not want to leave something behind, then you are not going to be able to explore something new. That's how you should take it. So when you get your visa, do not go and say that you're going to ask for a 5 years leave and then no. Believe me, 6 months down the line, when you live in the US, you'll be like, oh my gosh, it's like just a breath of fresh air that you have. And I'm not saying that to say that Africa is bad. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just stating the facts, because it's good to state the facts. And even having my own experiences, I know what I've seen and what I've gone through in being even in when I was young, when I was youth, and even being an adult living in Africa. Now, let's see if there was another one. Oh, this one made a comment. Okay, so this one, they were saying about the time that they can be given, and even there was a person who made a comment here, and he said some government institutions are not that easy to deal with, especially the discipline forces. It's a headache. Some bosses can even frustrate you if they learn that you're going for greener pastures. Yeah, they will. You think that they're going to be happy for you because you're coming? No, they will not be. Okay, and then I have Hi, Charity, please, I have a question. Please answer me. Once you submit your DS-160, do you get the interview date immediately? Or how long do you wait for you to know when to go to the embassy for the interviews? When you submit your DS-160, DS-160 is for a non-immigrant visa. It is not for a DV lottery. For a DV lottery is DS-260. Now, when you submit your DS-160, you look at the calendar for the interview, for the embassy that you're going. You look at the dates that are available. They have their own schedule. You look at the dates. Now you pick there. That's how I picked for my mom. When I went to the website for the American embassy, I chose a date that she could go for the interview. So they have the dates that are available. They tell you from that month these dates are available. The other month, so that one you select for yourself, the one that you're going. But like I told you, you might find that there are some delays because that one you don't expect a letter. And that's why I tell you guys, DV lottery is very different because DV lottery, they will tell you when your visa is available. That's when they will send you the second notification letter. But this other one, the DS-160, you choose the date that you want to go for the interview. And of course, you have paid, they have told you where to go and pay your money up front. So you go with the receipt for the money and you go with the copy of your DS-160 because it has a number there. I think it's a confirmation number that they have to go and look and pull up your document so that they can see what they're going to do for you. Okay, so this one was talking about let me see if there's another question that whatever that I saw here, and I think I've answered it. Okay. I don't know what she was saying. She was saying when you're ready, should you scan your passport data page, birth certificate, and passport photograph to my email? Oh, this one is trying to apply the DS 160. Now, what you should do, the DS 160 is very easy to apply. And I told you these forms, they're self-explanatory. When you go online and you do the DS 160, of course, it's going to tell you to enter your name and whatever, and it's going to ask you to write a key number, a key number that you have to enter when you're entering whatever your information. It's just like the DS 160, the DS 260. Of course, you have to have your passport because you'll have to write your passport number. You write the reason why you're coming to the US. And you write everything, all your date of birth, all those demographics, and of course you'll tell them the duration that you expect to stay, and they will also ask you if you're traveling with anyone. So you'll tell them all that, and then you submit it. You print it out. It gives you whatever to print it out after you submit it, because you get that confirmation number with that number. So that one is not hard. But if you want more help, I can help. Okay, let's see if we have anything else here, people. Let's see. Christine Kemto, thanks a lot. I love the way you explain your concern. Oh, let me see. Why marry African live? Why many Africans live in rural USA? Now, I don't think many Africans live in the rural USA. Africans live everywhere. They live everywhere, and if you see the house that I'm living in here in Kansas, if you go to New York, the standards of the houses are the same. The houses might be built differently, but what is inside, there are some things that are like they have to be there in the house. So even if you are living here in Kansas or someone else is living in New York City, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It all depends on where you got a host, or maybe where you want to relocate to, because some people come and they relocate. But it doesn't mean that everyone lives in the rural area. There's some people who live in New York. There's some people who live in California. These big states. It depends on where you want to live. But what I tell you guys is that for me, when I came to live here in Kansas, I liked it because it's quiet. It's quiet, and I'm able to take my kids to school like 12 minutes away. My job is like 12 minutes away. And I can, when the whole town, if I want to drive, I won't drive more than 1 hour. I don't even, like, if there's a job that I'm going to, I cannot go to a job that is over 30 minutes. I don't, because I like, so it depends with an individual. So when you come here, or depending on where you will get a host, you will settle where your host is for some time, and then you can decide, are you gonna change to go to another state? You can live in any state. Some people have moved from here and they have gone other states. You don't have to go to whatever. You don't have to You don't have to live in the rural areas. And when you hear the rural areas, it's what can I tell you guys? It's when you go to Karen, if you have gone to Karen or you have gone to Mudaiga, those big estates, it's even better than there. That's what I can tell you guys. But here the farms are bigger, and there are not like very many trains and all that stuff going on. There is not that, but it depends on where you want to stay. It depends on where to stay. But they don't only live in the rural areas. They live in everywhere. They are diverse everywhere they live. They live. Okay. Let's see. High school's vacancy, can I get? And how is it expensive? No, high school is not expensive. It's just like it's unless you go to a private school, and even a private school is not going to be very expensive. It depends. It all depends. I wouldn't tell you that it's expensive. Maybe, but now I'm telling you guys it's not expensive. I do not want you to think about like a shilling or whatever country that you are in, the money that you are there. You think in dollars. Because let's say I can say like maybe in high school a whole time maybe you can pay $700, and if you start converting that, you will see it's a lot of money. But here in the US you find that that's not a lot. It's not a lot to pay that if you're taking your child to a private school. I haven't taken a high school child to a public school because my son went to a private school. He went to a private Catholic school. So I'm not sure of the figures that they charge, but they charge lower. It's not a lot of money that you will not be able to, because of course you're working. Yeah, okay. Hi Charity, what if again you fell ill without clearing the first bill and you're going to be given, are you going to be given medication? Oh my God, America is my next day. Yes, you will. I told you guys, when you get the first bill, and they don't send you the first bill the next day, they wait. Maybe they'll send you like 1.5 months later or 2 months later. As long as you have made a payment plan for them, even if you get sick 10 times, you'll go get treated. And then you will come and you'll go and get your medication. But medication, they send you to the pharmacy. So it's always good. And like I told you, you can have insurance, and sometimes you are paying a copay. A copay is a little bit of money that you pay. Even if you have insurance, you have to add a supplement to that money. But the medicine is not very expensive. It's not gonna be very expensive. But if you don't have insurance, of course, it's gonna be expensive. And I told you there are low income hospitals, clinics that you can go. And you find that if you really do not have insurance, and you're really needy, you find that there are places that the doctor can refer you. They write a letter, they send the prescription to those places, and they're cheaper. So you can be able to afford. Because I told you guys, we even have people who are homeless. And being homeless does not mean that you will not receive health care. You are entitled to receive health care. Even if you do not have a shilling, you are entitled. It is not the way that you find that someone doesn't have money, and because you don't have money, or like you find that hospitals like Nairobi Hospital, Aga Khan, wherever they go, the people who have money are the ones that go there. No, here it's not like that. It's different. It's very different. Everybody is entitled to a good health care. Okay, Carol, can someone come to the US without an invitation? Unless you win a green card. Of course, without an invitation, I don't know how you will come. If you're coming for a conference, of course, I'll send you a letter for a conference. You can't just wake up in the morning and say that I am going to the US. That one you can't. Good example, the DCI, he's supposed to be in jail, but he is working free in Kenya. Yeah, that happens. I don't know. For me, I have a soft heart for those people. I feel like they are exploited. So if I see someone has done something bad and they are still sitting on their seat, they are still, someone is maybe a governor somewhere, and I'm not going to mention names here. Someone is a governor, and they are what do we call it? They are accused, or they are related to an accusation that involves someone's life. And that person is still on their seat. No, it doesn't work like that here. Here you will be told to resign. Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter. You will be told to resign. You'll be told to resign. And there's something else that I wanted to tell you guys. People, the way they like, maybe you meet a lady on the street or wherever, and you touch them inappropriately. Like you touch them without their consent. You just touch them without their consent. There are some people who they cannot keep their hands to themselves. They just like to touch people and whatever. If you start touching people here, you're that kind of person who just like touching women or whatever. You'll be in so much trouble. You'll be so much trouble you won't even believe it. Like you, oh my, I don't know what I can tell you guys, but for me, I know that if you do bad things here, everybody must obey the law. Nobody is above the law here. Like it doesn't matter whether you are a governor or whatever you are, you will pay for your actions. Actions have consequences. So thank you for that compliment that you talked about there, because I know that happens. I follow a lot, especially what's going on in Kenya, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish that person was in the US, because that person could be in jail right now. And of course, and even if they were not in jail, they would be out on bond, but they would not be serving a public seat. They would not be serving anybody in the public sector. So you find that on that whatever, that's how I feel bad. I'm like, I wish and I hope one day we will wake up and find that our African countries have reached there. You have reached there, whereby everybody is doing the right thing, whereby there is no corruption. You don't have to give something small for someone to do something for you. And it is not them that are doing. Find that you give something small from the lowest person. By the time you reach the highest person, you don't even have money even to pay for the service that you wanted, because you are paid and paid and paid and paid. That doesn't happen here. It's, oh my gosh. Like even like the way like someone is stopped by the policeman, and they you find, those videos that have come up on whatever on social media, whereby you see someone even recording someone, because they don't want, they have been told they cannot take bribes. So you find that the driver is putting the money in the driving license, and they have a way that they are doing it. You cannot do that here. When you are stopped by a policeman, you stop. When the policeman flags you, you stop. You go. You can stop at the side of the road, and if it's a busy road, you go inside. You wait for the policeman, and you have to make sure that your hands are where the policeman can see them. The policeman comes. They are very polite. They say, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Whatever. And they tell you, if maybe you are over speeding, or maybe you passed a red light or whatever, they will tell you, I'm giving you a citation for this and this. And then they go to their car. They write whatever they are writing. They come. They give you the ticket. And then they tell you thank you and have a good day. That's how it works. Here you cannot bribe anybody. Like you can't. You cannot. You can't. And that's why if you come here and you do not embrace all that, and maybe you are used to getting whatever you want because maybe you have a name somewhere, or you have a seat somewhere, you won't survive here. Believe me, you will not. Here you have to follow the law. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to follow the law. You have to like, I don't know what I can tell you guys, but I just hope that you come here and see people follow the law. People do follow the laws. Okay, let's see if I have something else. Okay. Thank you, Charity. Okay, thank you, Charity. Simple ways. How can I transfer $50,000 cash from home country to USA as a green card winner? So now you want to transfer from your home to whatever. Now, the only way that you can do that is, first of all, you pay for your plane ticket. You come here. You wait until you get your green card or you get your social. You go and open a bank account. Because without a social and a green card, you are not going to be able to open a bank account. And then you can call your bank in Kenya, and they can wire your money to come here. Because $50,000, you're not going to be able to carry that with M-Pesa. You're not going to be able to do that. So that's what I would advise you to do. If you have that kind of money, then you can do that. Jarian Asimbambi, hi Charity, thank you for joining me. Beatrice Gatere might have been typing something there, and then she didn't finish it. So guys, that's all I had for you today. I hope that I have answered you. Of course, I've seen 35 people are watching. Guys, I hope that you're giving my video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe. I always appreciate your question. I appreciate your interactions, even when you ask me questions. And I just pray that when comes May 7, you will be selected for the DV lottery. I told you guys I applied for the first time and I got it. And like I said, our WhatsApp group is still there, and it's almost full. And I said that for the people who are not here when I was starting, I do not want to start a new WhatsApp group. What I will do is that I will, even if you are in my WhatsApp group, go and follow me on Charities Babu fan page, or maybe ask for a friend request. But my friend requests are almost over. Like I'm almost to 5,000. Although sometimes I delete the people that I'm like, oh, this one, maybe I don't even know, whatever. So I delete them to give space for the people that I know. But you find that if you follow me on Charities Babu USA fan page in Facebook, you will be able to send me a message there, or even in my whatever, in my Facebook page, Charity Nganga, because when that WhatsApp group fills, I am not going to open another one. And I told you the reason why, because I'm going to school in January. So I'm going to be super busy doing schoolwork. Of course, even my work, I cannot even be able to work full time. So you see, if I cannot even be able to work full time, because for me, when I go to school, I like to just throw my energy in school, because there's a lot of studying, especially in nursing school. There's a lot of assignments, there's a lot of deadlines to be met. So it's a little bit hard, but I'm still gonna be doing the shows. The shows is not that I'm gonna stop. I'm still gonna be doing the shows, but you find that what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna be able to maneuver into like how many groups that I will start. So I don't want to do that right now. So I need you guys to follow me on my Facebook platform, and there we can interact. I always like your questions, because, and I like your quest, even to know more about the US, so that when you come here, you're not lost. And even when you come here, you know there's someone that I can reach out to, and they can tell me 1, 2, 3 things about how to go about it to start life in the US, because it's not easy. It's you have to be very brave. You know, I'm gonna use some words that were used by one of my friends. She told me you have to be very brave to come from Africa and come and start a life here, especially when you have a family, because you find that you're coming into a new culture, you're coming into people you do not know, you're you're coming from home expecting that other people from home are the same way, like you find people from home are together, they help each other, whatever is going on, you know, they're just there, they're helping each other. Then you come here, you find that, oh, that's not what I was, that was not what I expecting, because you find that everybody you will meet, especially when they are new, they will tell you, if you need anything, do not hesitate to call. Huh? If you hear someone telling you they do not hesitate to call, that doesn't mean that they're gonna be there for you. No, it doesn't mean that, because everybody is just doing themselves. They're just doing whatever that they whatever. But it depends on schedules. People have schedules, fixed schedules, and you find that it's different. So when you have a little bit of knowledge, knowledge is power. When you have a little bit of knowledge, you will know this is what I can do, this is where I can go, this is where I can go to inquire. You'll have that courage even to walk into an office and inquire without any whatever, any fear that you won't get the right information. You'll have that whatever, you have that courage, at least because you have a tip that you can do it. You can walk into any office and you will get help, even if you do not know English well. I told you guys, they are interpreters. They will, if you don't understand, you just go and tell them, I don't understand English. They have interpreters left and right, and you will get the help that you want. So I'm going to finish with this question from Hannah Moore. Please, Janet Mandu, tell us about insurance, dear. Just joined in. Sorry, I am late. So the insurance, we have actually 2 types. We have your car insurance. That one, you must have it when you get a car. It doesn't matter if it's an old car or if it's a new car. Of course, when you come in, it's good to go and buy a cheaper car that will be taking you from point A to point B. And then when you get that car, you cannot drive that car without a driver's license and without an insurance. Those ones is a must. That's why I told you, when you come in, I will go and you can do driving. Like me, I didn't know how to drive. I went to driving school. I have my driver's license. You have, without a driver's license, if you're stopped by the policeman, you will be given a ticket. That's a fine that you'll have to pay for driving without a driver's license. So you find that there are some people who are like, I'm going to get comprehensive. That is, comprehensive is whereby your car is covered and the car that maybe in case of an accident that you hit is covered. Others don't like getting comprehensive. They get third party, whereby if you hit someone, your car you will not be paid by anybody, but the other person will be paid. It doesn't matter, the one that fits you. You wear the shoe that fits you, so you decide on which one. But if it's an auto loan, a car that you have gotten with a loan, you got the car, you make payments to the bank for that every month. Now that one, you have to get comprehensive insurance, whereby you cover your car and you cover the other person's car in case of an accident. So in case of an accident, everybody will be paid. That's insurance. Very important. You must have insurance. It doesn't matter. Now, The other one that you should have is your health insurance. It's very important to have a health insurance, because I told you guys, if you do not have health insurance, you cannot see a private doctor. The only doctor that you can go to see is in the emergency room. Hmm? You can only walk into an, because if you walk into an emergency room, you will be treated. So you can walk in there and you be treated, and then they send you a bill. But it's good to have insurance, because you can be able to see a specialist. And of course, you can be able to see, like, you have a private doctor, you have your own, a primary care doctor. It's called a primary care. I didn't know what's a primary care doctor when I came here, because I remember there was a time I had gone to the hospital, and then they asked me, who's your primary care doctor? I was like, what? I don't even know what that is. So I didn't know at that time. Your primary care doctor is that doctor that you go to, like your specific doctor that you go to. You tell them this is what's going on, like that's who you go to at that specific time. That's your primary care doctor. And when you go and tell them maybe you have this problem, and that primary care doctor they cannot be able, is not specialized in that one, then they give you a referral to go to a certain specialist. So that works very well when you have insurance. See what I mean? And then if you have insurance, of course, your bills for the hospital bills, they will not be much, and it depends on what you're paying. The more you pay, the more you get a small copy. So it's good to have, it's very, very important for you to have insurance, health insurance. Now, another thing that I always talk about is life insurance. I talk about life insurance because you find that this is a foreign country, guys. Right now, if you look at the fares, the air fares right now, this is December, a flight to and fro to go to Kenya and to come back to the US is $2,500 right now. So $2,500, that's a lot of money, guys. So let's assume that a person has passed away. They have passed away, and of course, when you die, you will not be carried like a person who is live. You have, special care and all that stuff. So I find that to transport maybe someone from here, to take them home, to take them to a certain mortuary at home, and all those burial, whatever, sometimes it takes up to $20,000. So you find that if you did not have life insurance, or maybe you did not have your own savings, maybe because you can say, I'm not going to have life insurance, maybe I'll have savings, which sometimes it can be hard to save. So it's good to have your own life insurance. You find that most of us foreigners, sometimes when such things happens, it becomes a hardship to the other people, because they have to come together and collect all that money so that they can be able to ship you back home. It's a hardship, because it's a budget that everybody had not planned in. So everybody is encouraged. It's a wise decision for you to have life insurance. Why? In case of anything happened to you, the insurance company is going to pay out, and it will have a smooth transition to be taken home, because we believe that we don't want to be most people, they don't want to be married here. They want to go back and be married with their people. You see what I mean? Which is very understandable. But you find that if you do not have life insurance, what will happen is that sometimes there's hardships. There's hardships. It's not that raising $20,000 or $25,000. It's not a joke. It's a lot of money. But you find that some people just turn a blind ear on that, and then when something happens, you find that it's a hardship to the other people, because people have to come together. They have to raise certain amounts of money. Sometimes it takes longer, and you find that when someone is in the mortuary, the bill is still accumulating the days. That one is going on, and you find that you also have to pay. You also have to pay, like, for prepare all that journey and all that. Of course, when they're being taken at home, it still takes money even to do a burial right now, even in Kenya. So you find that it's good. If you come here as a permanent resident, think about, am I going to get life insurance for my family? Because that one can help a lot. It really can help a lot. But you find that Africans, I don't know if it's because of the taboos whereby we don't plan our burial, because Americans, they plan their burial. They do plan their burial. You find that at a certain age, when you reach a certain age, someone has already paid the mortuary that they are going to be taken to. Someone has already even paid the money even for the coffin and all that stuff. So when that person dies, we even know, when you are working, because so that is part of your work, that person, this is what they wish. But you find that us Africans, we do not do that. We don't. Some of us do not even have wills. How many people die, and you find that their kids, all of them go to court because they are going to fight for property. Some of them, they do not even if they know if there is property. You find that it's good for Africans to embrace that, to plan even after you're gone. And you find that most people, especially I've seen so many right now, when the American people, when they pass away, what they do is that they say that the donations should be sent to a certain organization, just as just as a donation, because they do not need that money, because that person had already planned what will happen after they die. But you find that I don't know why Africans, we still do not embrace all that, which is good. It's something like you can think about, because this is a foreign country. Right now, if the fare is 2,500, to raise that money to send someone home when they have passed away, it's a hassle, guys. It's always a hassle. So it's good to plan yourself. So that's important. That question about insurance. Okay. So I've talked about insurance. Please, Charity, a family of 6 can rent how many bedrooms? So a family of 6, maybe you have 4 kids, maybe 3 bedrooms. That's good. If you have girls and boys, buy a bunk bed. A bunk bed, that bed that has 2. That has the down one and the top one. Buy a bunk bed. One child can sleep on down, whatever, the other one on top, and then the other room 2, and you're good to go. Buy a bunk bed. So 3 bedroom would be good for you guys, because 4 bedroom is crowded. It's very crowded, but 3 bedroom, good for you, and you're fine. Okay. Hello, Charity. How will I write work experience when you are a shop seller? Did you go to Form 4 or bed? I hope you did. I need you to tell me if you went to Form 4. Because if you went to Form 4, then you don't need work experience. I told you guys about work experience, and I need you to go back there and watch that video about job qualifying experience. It's there. Because I told you the job zone has to be a job zone 4. With an SVP of 7 and above. Go to that website, o.net, and shop seller does not fall into that category. It doesn't. So work experience, I told you guys, everybody can fill out for the green card, but if you have not gone up to Form 4, your work experience has to be that job category, because not all job categories qualify. So if you have gone to Form 4, you're good. And I told you guys, if you haven't gone up to Form 4 and you have a spouse, be the second applicant. Your spouse, if they have gone up to Form 4, they be the primary applicant, so that you can be a derivative, like you're benefiting from them. You're benefiting from them. So that is what you can do. So then Queen Coletta there, thank you for that. Okay, are there challenges in finding insurance for like people with pre-existing conditions? How about age limit for health and life insurance? There are no challenges, because everybody is looking to sell life insurance. Everybody is looking to sell any other insurance. So you won't have any challenges. Like I told you guys, there's something called, what can I say? There's something called protected information, whereby your health matters. Your own health matters. You don't have to, whatever, they cannot judge you according to your health matter, because you must have insurance regarding on where you are sick. And here there is no discrimination because of being sick or being disabled. There is nothing like that. If you discriminate a person because they are disabled or because they are sick, you will not have that position that you're having where you're discriminating. So you will not have a problem getting insurance, because I find that you can even apply for insurance. There's another one that you can apply. It used to be called Obamacare, whereby you go to a website, you have to renew every year, you put all your income and all that stuff, and then you apply, and then they tell you this is what fits you. They gauge your income, and this is what fits. I told you, like, in this country, everybody has a table. It doesn't matter whether you're poor or sick. Even if you are getting $7 an hour, $8 an hour, you will get help. You will get help. You'll get a lot of help. Okay, let's see. The private schools, they're not expensive. The British Gatera, they're not expensive, depending on the dollar. It depends on the dollar. So when you come here, guys, you will, I told you guys, you'll be like, milk is 200 shillings. That's what you'll be saying. That's what I was saying. When I went to the store, I was like, oh my goodness, milk is 200 shillings, because it's like $2. But now with time, now I know it's, now I for me, $2 is, I just say it's like 2 bob but in the real sense it's not. But that's how I take it, because I've lived here now. I'm used to the dollar more than the shilling. Even if you're in another country, Cameroon or whatever, you'll be thinking in the terms of your money. But you find that for me, why I chose to take my kids to a private school is because I am, I grew up in the Christian, in a Christian home. And growing up in a Christian home, I felt like if I take my kids to a public school like PAP, they will not have this, this growing up knowing about God and all that stuff. So I chose them to take them to the school where I go to church. That is where I chose to take them, because being how you grew up is what maybe you want to impart to your kids. And for me, I believe like religion is something that's a major thing that can shape someone's life. So that's why I took them to a private school. But I'm a member of that church. So there are some, if you are a member of a church, you necessarily do not get a discount, but you are a member. So you won't be like an outsider. You see what I mean? So you still pay, but it's not much because you are working. The money that you are working, even if you are getting like $800 every 2 weeks, and the school is charging you like $100 every month, you will be able to pay. You'll be able to pay that amount. So they are not expensive. But if you are thinking in the terms of shillings, then before you get there, you forget about the shilling or the type of currency in your country. Of course, you will take time, and then now you'll be like, oh, it's not very expensive, because you're able to budget. Whatever you get, you're able to budget. This is what I do. This is what I do. Because here you work on a budget. You cannot just spend money like that. You have to have a budget so that this is how I pay my money. This is how I will be doing, because you have to have a plan. Like you have to have a plan in whatever that you're doing here in the US. Okay, so the schools, they free to educate the children. The government schools, they are free, but they're not entirely free. The money that you pay is not a lot. They're not entirely free. You pay a little bit. And of course, I told you, it all goes with the income, guys. It's about income. And those people who do not understand what is income, you find that here it's not like it's not like Africa. You find that people, they are maybe business. Like if you look like a country like Kenya, most people are leaning to business, because those white collar jobs, the ones that you have to go to an office, even if you're so much qualified, you won't get it because you don't have money to bribe anybody, to get that job, or you don't know who is high in the office to give you that job. So you find that most people, the young people, and even the people most people, they are going to the business sector. So you find that if you're in business, you can't say that you're having a paycheck every day, because when you're in business, you get your money every day. You know how to budget for your money. But here in the US, it's a little bit different, because most people are hired. They are in the workforce, but they're hired. You are working somewhere. You are not specifically having your own business, unless if you want to. Yes, there are some people with businesses, but you find that not everybody, a higher percentage, I would say, like if they go to work, they don't have a business. And the people who have a business, maybe some of them are big businesses or whatever. So you find that you always have a paycheck. Now, everything that you are going to apply for help, it goes with what you get, your income. The paycheck is the income. So you have to submit that. When you submit that, then they do the numbers. They look at your household, how many people are depending on that money that you're getting at that specific time. So maybe they might tell you to send for three paychecks. That is maybe 1.5 months, or depending if you're paid weekly or you're paid every 2 weeks. They tell you, and then from there, then they help you according to that. Even lunch, because kids get lunch at school. There's something called reduced lunch, whereby you want your kids to eat at school, but you don't have all the money that you can pay. You don't have a lot. So you fill a form, you write your income and all that time. So you find that you'll be paying some amount, but you'll be paying very less, because it's a program. It's called reduced lunch, whereby you don't pay a lot of money. So all this falls in through what you are earning. So, and that's why I tell you, America is very different from Africa, because you find that sometimes even to get help, even there's money. You see all those benefits that are here. It's not that they are not in Africa; they're there, but that money falls into the wrong hands. You find that someone has gotten that, and they have done whatever with that money, and right after some time, when they have used all the money, is when people are just running their mouth and saying that they're taking them to court because they embezzled some money. Some things just make me very irritated. I'm like, really? Why would you do that? You know that money is supposed to help the poor people or the aged people, and you took that money and you went and did your own things because you are in charge. You find that here people are uncountable. You cannot embezzle money just like that, left and right. No, you can't do that. So that's the difference that I find. Of course, I have a friend who tells me that there are so many things that I don't agree with or whatever. But for me, I know that if I am given a responsibility, like right now, I am a nurse. I have to be a nurse, like the best nurse that I can be in this world. Because if I am not a good nurse and that patient is depending on me, then what am I doing in that job? You see what I mean? The same case, even the politicians in Africa, they should be like that. Do not be a politician. Right now, they are campaigning. I've seen like the campaigns are, left and right, everybody is campaigning. Right now, when they're campaigning, they have everybody in their pockets because they even if you invite them for a cup of coffee in your house and it's a mild house, they will come. Right now, they will come. Even if you call them in whatever, even for if you are going for to pay dowry or whatever, they will come at this moment, up to the time you elect them next year. Hmm? But the moment they get to those seats, they change their numbers. You cannot even reach them. You see them by appointment. Hmm? You find that there are some, sometimes I look at roads, I'm like, oh my gosh, that person. You go back, you revise, you look at whatever they were posting when they were being elected, and you see their roads like 3 years down the line. You're like, oh my goodness. So it's a high time, like even Africans, we should be like more look at the credentials of a person. What can this person deliver? Are we putting that person there simply because they have a name, or simply because they come from a rich family, or simply because they have a big pocket that they are able to dish out money? Is that what we are going to do this time when the elections come in Kenya? Because they're going to be here in next year. You know what I mean? So that's how we should think about, because we should put you guys should put people to represent you, the people who are going to benefit you, not people who are going to get that money for bursaries and they embezzle it, they help their family members, and you are just getting peanuts. No, that's not what you should bring people who are accountable. Hmm? Like you have this governor, you have this senator, you have this councillor, you have this women rep. I know all of them. I follow I follow a lot, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see what that one is going to do when they are elected. And when they are elected, nothing. So people are complain. Tunataka serikali tusaidie or whatever. And then 5 years down the line, they go back to, is it 5 years or 4 years? They elect the same people. I'm like, really? So that's something like, for me, someone might say like it's being radical or whatever, but for me, I just look at, for me, I give credit where it's due. If it's not due, then I'm not going to whatever, to elect. Even if you give me how much money, I'll take the money. Take the money. What I say, take the money if they're giving you money, but put someone who you know that is gonna even consider even the people who are less fortunate. Don't not elect someone who has been there for like the last 20 years and they have done nothing. But in the last years, when they are almost to be elected, is when they are erecting some stalls, in the market. They like that. You elect some stalls in the market or whatever. That's when you're seeing them everywhere. And when they are elected, you cannot even reach them. It's sad. It's very unfortunate that happens in where we have come from. It's just sad. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay. When coming to the US, do you have to carry your original school documents and copies? Yeah, you carry your originals. It's very important to carry your original documents, because when you're going to the US Embassy, originals, no photocopies. When you're going for your interview, originals, no photocopies. B1, B2 visa, can I easily get college there? And change to F1. Yes, if you come with that one, I told you guys, you can always go. Don't violate it. Go and look for a college. Go to the nearest immigration office. Tell them, I have seen a college that I am interested in, and they will tell you the process to change and to apply. Of course, if you have gone, you have inquired, whatever, they have told you that you'll be admitted and all that, you can change. But you always have to be on this side for you to be able to do that. So guys, it's been a long time. I've been here live for the longest time, 1 hour, 37 minutes. So thank you for listening to me, and thank you for being together with me. So until next time, thank you and God bless you.